The Match Ball.
All right, welcome to the show. We're streaming live on YouTube for our TSB Plus members who get early access to the Match Ball. You can watch the show in the free feed later on and listen in your podcast app for free later on as well. But it's, what can I say? It's plagued by adverts. That's the world we're in. Ad-free with TSB Plus.
Yeah. Not quite ad-free, though.
Not quite ad-free. We will say quick heads up to Levi Solicitors. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you guys for using Levi Solicitors. They sponsor the Match Ball. 10% discount on your legal fees on their full range of services. Michael, such as
Will's Probate Conveyancing.
Yep.
I did see Ed from Levi's in the Lowfields Tunnel today. He didn't ask me any legal advice.
Right.
Which is a bit of a slap in the face, to be honest.
Yeah.
Could have helped him out with some of his work, whatever that is. But he didn't.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Thankfully, you can get a full detail of Ed's work. His litigation is Ed, isn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah. The big four these days. levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Full details in terms of the offer on the website as well. Dan with Michael and with Chris Mack to debrief a 1-0 victory against Fulham, a late 1-0 victory. For me, that falls squarely into my one of those games where not a lot happens in the Premier League and then suddenly something happens. And thankfully, it went in our favour. It was late on and it rebalanced the universe for what happened in the reverse fixture earlier in the season.
Yeah, I definitely didn't shout. Only 4 minutes?
Yeah, you and everyone.
I was going to say, did we all have the same reaction to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I went, 4 minutes!
It took
and then as soon as we scored, I was like, 4 minutes? Yeah, right.
It took fucking Soft Ed that long to leave the pitch when he was subbed.
Soft Ed.
Yeah.
It took forever. And that ended up with the ref speaking to Strauch, which wound me up as well.
Can I present a new rule? Can I have my Arsene Wenger moment?
Yeah.
When a player is time wasting, rather than book him or whatever coming off, book the player coming on.
Yeah. It would
Start on a
make
yellow.
more sense.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Or you go to the VAR monitor and it produces a random squad number. And it could be someone who's already on a yellow, which gives extra jeopardy.
Speaking of yellows, let's get this one out of the way at the start and do the dickhead ref chat. It's been a while since we've laid into a ref. He annoyed me deeply. I don't know why he did it, the Ampadu yellow card. I know why he did it for throwing the ball away. But just use some common sense, man. He blew up. Ampadu thought it was our offside that we'd won, but it wasn't. It had gone the other way. Yeah. Just say to him, I know you didn't mean to, but you've thrown the ball away there.
He didn't book.
Don't do that again.
He didn't book Lukic for kicking the ball away either when he was already on a yellow.
Yeah.
Right.
So
was that because I'd taken my eyes off that, and then as I looked up, I thought I'd kind of caught a glimpse of him doing it. Was that Lukic then?
I'm pretty sure it was Lukic.
I thought it was.
Seeing it going, why would you do that? You're on a yellow.
Right.
Is it Chris? It was Chris Kavanagh, wasn't it? Was it Chris?
Do you know? I actually don't know who the ref was.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to see from the cheese wedge.
Oh, man, good luck.
It was Chris Kavanagh.
The dickhead ref.
Smelt like him.
All we need to know.
Yeah.
All we need to know.
So is that enough dickhead ref chat? I don't want him to dominate this because it was a good win today. And
Harry Wilson.
Felt nice. Harry Wilson. Yeah, the orange card, shall we say.
It's absolutely a red card.
Yeah.
No attempt to play the ball. It's not the worst foul in the world. But it's just so stupid and petty that it's a red card.
What was the one we had recently where somebody booted one of our players and wasn't sent off?
Kevin. No, not Kevin. Estevao.
Yeah, the Chelsea game. That was it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did exactly the same thing. Kicked out it wasn't a case of Estevao kicked out in frustration, whereas that was a cynical foul to stop an attack, which I suppose is by the letter of the law a yellow.
It depends how you do it though, because if you pull someone's shirt, it's not dangerous, but you could make a strong argument. The fact when you launch yourself off the ground, into the back of someone to stop them breaking away, I think that's more ready than yellow personally.
Yeah,
but I don't think it would have necessarily been overturned if he'd given it as a red. I think it was one of those that was right on the mark of it. But it just goes to show like the strange rules in football, though. That the other week Brendan Aronson turns his back and it accidentally hits his hand that's actually quite close to his body, and that essentially gives them a goal. Whereas then someone does that, and there's really no punishment for it because it's just like, just look out, don't do anything silly for the next half an hour or whatever. Was all he had to do.
Yeah,
so.
it feels unfair within the parameters of football that Ampadu's yellow card there for not understanding exactly where the ball had gone. So which way the free kick had gone, rather, the offside. And his booking for, was it the quote-unquote handball, was it Liverpool that happened at? Which the crowd basically gave. So they were both bookings, but then so was Wilson's foul. And one is far, far more cynical than the other.
Both the Ampadu bookings were both Chris Kavanagh.
Right. Well, just saying. Use that evidence to draw whatever conclusions you want.
Yep. I got some tinfoil under the desk.
Yeah. Get that straight on your head.
Yep.
Should we move away from dickhead ref chat?
Please.
Yeah.
Right, and talk about some of the other talking points, and just a lovely moment. Yeah, going back to back to the goal. Did you feel like it was coming, or did it catch you a little bit by surprise?
Didn't see a score.
No, we were very much on top. I certainly didn't, other than the bit of my brain that goes, nah, they're going to score on the break here, even though they've had none on the ball. Other than that bit, I didn't see them scoring.
No.
At all.
I mean, it's not that they weren't trying.
They had nothing.
Maybe, but
second half in particular, they had nothing at all.
Yeah, we looked like the only team maybe likely to win it. And while you could, I don't know, feel like you could make a case for it finishing a draw, you take it all day long, don't you?
And we actually tried to win it as well. Like the subs we made, it was clear we were actually going out to try and win that game. Whereas the length of time it took their subs to leave the field told you that they were very much happy to take a point at that stage.
What was the worst thing you said about Raul Jimenez as he was trotting off slowly?
Well, I was saying bad things about him earlier in the game, to be honest, because he did a bit of rolling around, didn't he? I think I was suggesting people should prod at his soft spots on him.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know exactly much about brain science, but I believe he's like a newborn baby,
right,
with soft bits on his head.
Okay.
So if when you go up for a header, you can prod one of them.
Yeah.
He'll fall over or something.
Right.
Maybe that's what was going on, because he does throw himself down quite a bit, doesn't he?
There was one at one point where he did just dive forward like he was diving into a swimming pool over near the east. It was in front of me. That made me, I had head loss with that.
I quite like him, but I hate him at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's a massive prick, and he knows he is, though. Yeah. So in some ways, you've got to respect what he does.
Did you think that they played a little bit like us? Because I thought they were one of the more useful teams to have come to Ellen Road. That first half, it felt to me like it took us about maybe 20 minutes just to get a proper handle on the game.
I felt like in the opening stages, we were a little bit stretched, and it felt like they were just the right pass away from being through on goal.
Because they were moving it quickly, weren't they?
Yeah, there were a few occasions where I think Ampadu intercepted one and Rodon did, but if it had been a slightly better pass, or if we'd not read it in time, it would have been sliding someone through on goal, and I was pretty worried about that. But then after the first, I think it probably happened like 3 times in the first 10 or 15 minutes. I didn't really notice it happening after that.
Because we did it was the 5 out of possession, 4 in possession thing again, didn't we, at the back? And yeah, I think they were playing it out quickly, and they were playing sort of risky passes to try and beat our press early doors. And they were quite successful with it, I thought, which is, I think, maybe the source of our slight worry is that they were breaking quickly on us.
Yeah.
And normally we're a team that likes to get set and get back into our structure, don't we? And I don't think we did it as well today. I think they were looking to exploit it. But once we got a handle on that, I mean, you can see it in the momentum graph if you look at that. They had a couple of early incursions into our half. And then, it's about sort of 15, 20 minutes. We start to swing it back the other way. But then heading into halftime, they had a lot of it as well.
Well, very early on, they had that one where Sessegnon looked like he was basically right through, and then Goodmanson put a very good tackle in.
He did really well to handle him there, just usher him out away from the goal, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a good game, did Goodmanson, apart from shanking a couple of shots, stroke crosses.
Yeah.
But I think he just gets very, very tired late in games as well, because he covers an awful lot of ground. It's all sprints as well for the wing backs, isn't it?
He doesn't come off pretty much ever, because we don't have any cover for him.
Yeah.
Well, the cover was James Justin, who was...
Let's delete that note I made.
A centre-back.
So I don't read that out.
As it happened.
Can't trust yourself. But yeah, I've just put the halfway point into the momentum graph just so I can see what happened before and after half-time. And the second half was all us. They had some light incursions into our half, but we dominated the second half, certainly in terms of territory. And I suppose there were some chances. Yeah, there were a number of frustrating chances, like when he shanked that one over, and try to think of any.
Well, Brent Aronson in the first half had what looked fairly presentable, and it went very, very, very much over.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember who it was, but if it was Calvert-Lewin or the person who played the ball to him was offside when the ball was initially played, so I don't think it would have counted anyway. But I thought that was the moment that his confidence was just going to shatter completely, and he was going to retreat within himself. But I thought he played quite well in the second half.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty useful.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats-wise. XG, 1.45 to us, to their 0.39. Possession was slightly in their favour at 53%, but we had 14 shots to their 8, 5 big chances to their none. That kind of reflects the game,
I don't remember Darlow making a save, not a proper one.
They had a header towards the end of the first half that was straight at him, and he caught it, but it didn't feel like a chance, if you know what I mean. It just looked like a soft header directly to the keeper.
Yeah, whereas Leno we had a couple that flashed wide, didn't we? There was the Calvert-Lewin, Aronson cross, Calvert-Lewin hit the side net, and then Metcher hit the other side netting with a header, didn't he, from corner.
He was certainly
we were getting close.
He was the busier keeper, wasn't he?
Oh, undoubtedly.
Out of the two. Well, there's 2 threads to pull on there. Number 1 is clean sheet, which I think is very, very important. And Darlow coming in for Perry, because we did the show with Berrin on Friday, And Berron and I was in agreement. I was kind of 50-50 about it, but I came down on the side of I'll probably just put Perry in because he's the expensive goalkeeper. And based on the evidence of how he handled the dropping of Meslier, it felt like he was unlikely to make that change, but he did.
Mm. And he was,
it was justified, wasn't it?
Well, we've said he didn't have any saves to do, but I think he did the stuff with his feet better than Perry, which is not a massive surprise.
He did almost cost a goal by coming flying out of his box, which was very worrying. I think he did look a little bit more confident and in the basics, which I suppose is okay. Maybe we'll see what it's like when Arsenal come down the road in a couple of weeks' time, just how much the basics gets us anywhere. But I
mean, Dalot does
fine.
Dalot does have it in him as well, didn't it? It was one at the end of last season where he came for a ball and ended up punching it about 2 yards outside of the box, and you were like, oh, God.
Confident lad, quite avant-garde at times.
Yeah.
Happy to take on a centre forward, which is fun.
But yeah, I thought he was actually pretty decent. I thought he didn't get any worse, did it, with him in?
No. But there wasn't anything about it that made you think, have to start him every week. Like he's a game changer, but the only way that he'll come back out, you would assume, is if he makes a mistake. So
yeah, the shirt is yours to lose and all that. Just to do a couple of comments that have come in on the stream, Richard Colley is making a good point about Farke. With all the manager chaos in the league, I'm so happy Farke has proven himself. Hate those seasons when we have 3 or 4 managers. And you see I know West Ham have got their late winner today. Forest are playing at the minute as we speak against Arsenal. Burnley got a point at Liverpool, but we can only run our own race at the end of the day. It's going to ebb and flow a little bit as the season goes on, but we've stretched the gap out on Burnley and Wolves, maintained the gap with West Ham. Forest now dragged into it, and we can now perhaps look a little bit up the table at dragging those other teams in the group above us. We've got some tough games coming up, but it's nice to not be absolutely shitting your pants at this time of the season and thinking, well, who's going to want to come to us because we're in the bottom 3, in the transfer window, things like that.
And momentum feels huge at this point in the season, well, doesn't it? Like I think they actually will be fine because they've got enough good players and enough experience. But if you're a Palace fan and you're coming off the back of a week where your manager said he's going, your centre back's gone, you've been out to the cup to a non-league team, you've got Sunderland who are still not at full strength because of AFCON and stuff. You've lost again. I mean, when did they last actually win?
They've also got extra games now because they're in the Conference League playoff.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, since they came to Fulham Road and lost 4-1, they've lost home against Spurs, which is a bad result. Home against Fulham, bad result. They've lost drawn against Fulham at home. They've lost at Newcastle. They've lost at fucking Macclesfield. I mean, like,
it just starts to wobble, doesn't it?
You would be pretty worried at this stage.
And we've lost what, 1 in 9 now, is it? Something like that.
We've needed to turn some of these draws into wins, haven't we? Today, we've had lots of good draws in this run. Today wouldn't have really been a good draw.
No, that's what I was saying in the show that we did with Berron, where we said, would you take a point beforehand?
Particularly with West Ham winning.
Yeah.
It would have not felt like a good point.
No, not at all. But to the point about Farke, by the way, I was just going to say, like, do you remember, the first season up with Bielsa? And if you look back on the pattern of the results that season, it was just steady wins, just kept ticking over. And actually, if you look at the pattern of it now, that's what we're doing now. We've got the 3 wins up to and including West Ham in October. Then we had the 4 defeats, but then it's just been, wins interspersed with draws. But, a couple of draws, then a win. Then 3 draws, defeat at Newcastle, which should have been at least a point. And then a win. So as long as you just keep doing that, just keep it ticking over, then we should be all right, fingers crossed. But yeah, to the job that Farke's doing, you've got to give him a huge amount of credit.
I absolutely did not see this turnaround coming.
No, it's the flexibility that continues to almost baffle me because it wasn't there until that half time at Man City. Just that's when it all changed. We can go back between the 3 and the 4. We can play Willie Gnonto at wing back.
Yeah, I must admit, I was seeing that. I thought, oh, okay. Because Kevin's there, he was the kind of star man, wasn't he, when he came on at the game down there and they were all hugely excited by him. But he didn't look all that much today, I didn't think.
He didn't start?
He came off the bench.
Yeah, he came. But when it was him against Nonso, though, wasn't it? When that was the matchup play on and you were thinking, oh, shit, like, maybe there's a problem here.
What I really enjoyed was right after Leeds scored and the big ball went up to the left wing, and it's Anthony Robinson going up for a header with Gnonto, and I was like, just, I don't know, jump. No, don't jump. Do you jump?
Just wait. I've come out of that feeling pretty happy.
Yeah.
Overall, and I think, dishing out the praise, another great performance by Brendan Aronson, who's just whatever they're feeding him, whatever they've done to him, don't stop doing it.
Yeah, the algorithm has him having a bad game today, actually, relative to everyone else.
But because he lost possession. Is he going to lose possession a couple of times because he was trying dribbles and stuff? But
I thought he did pretty well.
Yeah, but again, decision-making absolutely right nearly every time. I don't know, maybe it just took him this long to get up to speed. I don't know.
He does look to have got stronger. Like he has improved physicality, and he seems to be better at being able to just put the ball past someone and run. Like the one in the first half where he broke into the box. Before he would have just turned back. And there were times, he still turned back at times, and he played within himself at times during that game, but he just seems to have a bit more confidence. Maybe he's grown up a bit. Maybe they're finally shaking the last drops of Red Bull out of him.
He seems to know where to put the ball as well now. When on the crosses, because it was his cross to Calvert-Lewin, wasn't it? Which was similar to the goal they scored at somewhere else recently, where it was an Aronson cross.
Yep.
Calvert-Lewin coming into the near post.
Sunderland, he did.
Sunderland, that was it. Yeah, it was a similar sort of cross for both the cross and the shot, wasn't it, in that? And I think, well, maybe if he's just working with someone now who says just that spot every single time and I'll be there.
Calvert-Lewin did address that, didn't he, in his post-match interview? I think it was at Sunderland, actually, where he said, it's just maybe just a case of the players getting to know me and me getting to know the players a little bit. So if you can say to him, yeah, I will arrive at the near post late, look for me there, then it takes that decision away from Aronson. He knows what's expected of him from the centre forward.
Yeah. And the two Farke seasons that we've seen so far, there's a clear trend of it takes until about November, December time for the new signings. And there has been a lot of turnover every year to just gel and people starting to get to know each other a bit better and being able to have that telepathy that you need, especially at this level.
Just no one speaking to Lucas Perry still.
He's all right, he's Lucas Perry.
He should be fine.
He seemed happy warming up at half-time. He didn't even have his gloves on. He was just kicking around with Buonanotte. He was on the bench. It didn't feel like the game to introduce him today, I didn't feel.
No, he's probably there. Because he won't.
It's always nice, the shiny new thing.
He won't have even done training sessions and stuff, will he? So you wouldn't have thought. Certainly not to be learning the shape of the team and where he's going to go and stuff. It'd have felt like he would probably have only come on today if we were 2 goals behind and it was a Hail Mary type, just go on and do some stuff.
Yeah.
So no, it was good not to see him, I suppose, because it meant the game wasn't away from us.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of the subs, then, what did you make of them and the performance of the players when they came on? Obviously, Mecha comes on and ends up scoring the winner.
He wasn't really great before that.
A couple of awful touches, didn't he?
There were some choice words used by some people. And yeah, that's the thing. Like you score that goal, and it was a good finish.
Yeah,
was it Ampadu played the cross?
Yeah, lovely little
cross.
And what's Ampadu doing there as well?
There was a point as well prior to that. He was playing like inside left forward or something as well. He broke out of midfield and he was trying to attack down the left wing.
Best player today, I thought, Ampadu.
I think so. Yeah, there was one moment where he was pressing really high, but he was kind of like, you go there, you go there. And I'm like, Ethan, you're meant to be a defensive midfielder, and he's like charging at a centre back.
Although when we switched into that sort of 3-4-3, so we ended up as a 4-4-2, didn't we, there towards the end of that game?
Yeah.
As well, went after the sort of later subs happened. Then he goes where he wants. He goes where he wants. So first sub was Nonto for Okafor. I thought Nonto was lively when he came on. He added something into it. Another frustrating day with Okafor. I think we're just going to have to accept this is the player that he is, in that he will frustrate you for half an hour, but then he'll just seem to sail past the man on the outside and then create a half chance. It's just whether do you get enough out of him in the other direction, like, the tracking back and stuff. Like, I felt a bit sorry for him at one point where Fulham were quite good at playing triangles out to their centre-back and full-back and getting it out of danger areas. And there was a point where he was kind of running between 2 or 3 men and people were berating him for not doing the work. But he just kind of maintained position, knowing that you can't cover them all. But I think that's just probably an indicator of why people get frustrated with him, because it feels like he's not necessarily doing the defensive work, even when in that situation, perhaps he was doing the right thing anyway.
Does Okafor offer anything that Willie Gnonto doesn't?
Height and a bit of power.
Gnonto doesn't lack power, does he?
No.
He's an absolute unit of a boy.
Yep.
He's just very, very small. It's just like a little bowling ball knocking about the field. But he gets stuck in. And actually, for his height, he's not terrible in the air, isn't Gnonto? Like, he does win a weird number of headers for someone who's pretty much consistently the smallest player on the pitch. Like, he does all right, and he can position himself to win him. But
yeah, I don't think I would start Okafor most weeks.
I actually thought we might have seen Mecha starting this.
Yeah, but even when Mitchell comes on, he's being used as a wide forward rather than the centre forward that he was in the game against Chelsea. But maybe that was just a one-off situational thing to try that day.
Yeah, I know. I do know what you mean. And well, if imagine a world in which we get Strand Larsen and he probably then comes into the side, I suppose, does he?
Yeah, just
probably
sign all the biggest footballers in the league and bully people for 90 minutes.
The big bastards didn't really work today, did it? Because obviously we had Biol and Stack out, two of our biggest, and that was a bit demoralising. There were rumours last night, weren't there? But you kind of hope they're not true.
I got a message overnight from somebody who would know.
Yeah.
I woke up to it. Oh no, I got it last night just before I fell asleep. Actually, it was about 1 a.m. I was like, right, okay, that's a little bit annoying. But forewarned is forearmed and all that.
There were rumours on that Calvert-Lewin was ill as well this morning. But
was that not a wind-up though?
I'm not sure.
Someone was telling me about that, and they showed me a tweet. I'm pretty sure it was meant to be a joke.
Okay. But these things get a life of their own, don't they? People stop repeating it. Anyway, just going back to the subs. Yeah, so that was the one change. I was surprised maybe there wasn't a second change at that point, but
we were on top though, so I could understand it.
We had the balance of the game, didn't we?
Because there's a danger. There was a little bit in the middle actually where the other subs came on, and it felt like it was the one bit of the second half where they'd actually had some possession and. Well, nothing came of it. They were in our half for a little bit, which was mildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, we kind of lost control of the middle of the pitch. Yeah, it wasn't a great game.
No,
but it had a great ending. Yeah. And it's so crucial. Every 3 points is massive, like
huge, isn't it?
Like you really celebrate wins. Like you think of how flat the atmosphere was for most of that game.
Well, it was the Wilson foul, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what you need. You need the pantomime villain.
That was the blue touch paper. Like the atmosphere, it switched on a dime at that moment, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I was talking to one of the boys beside me, and we were saying that about the atmosphere not being great. But it was kind of like that last year, and then it was the Sunderland game. It just doesn't feel like there's a huge amount of jeopardy yet. Because you don't really know what you're aiming for.
This is it. Well, I was going to say like the game today felt a little bit like a chess match almost. It was two sides. Not grinding, it's going to sound sexy, but grinding against each other almost. Like I think we were two fairly well, evenly matched teams. Like I said, I was quite impressed with how Fulham set up, and you can see why they're doing all right in the league, why they're dangerous. But then I think to our credit as well, we handled them well and we found a way to get on top in that game. Yeah. But and then it took that moment of physicality and then anger at the referee to just get everybody's blood pumping a little bit, because a lot of Premier League games are just like that, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, across the two Fulham games, there's not been anything in it, really, has there?
No.
They've been two incredibly even matches.
A freak own goal.
And hopefully that is an indication of pretty much where we are in the league, that we're in that middle bit where it's all much of a muchness, and you can have a good run and you can get yourself up to 5th.
Emotionally,
or you have a bad run and you go down to 15th.
Emotionally, it feels like that, doesn't it? What you're seeing with your eyes, but you dare not let yourself think that because of the table.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The table, in 2 weeks, the table could look entirely different, though, couldn't it? If we like, we're going to Everton next week, and if we win that, we're all of a sudden within a win of Everton.
Yeah.
Who were ticking along quite nicely in a mid-table, maybe chasing a European place sort of spot not long ago. And we've got like when Spurs came to Ellen Road, we were like, oh, well, it's Spurs. They're a good time. They spent a lot of money. All of a sudden, they look absolutely shot and are probably going to have a new manager pretty soon.
I was going to say, I can't remember. Carry on. I'm talking with yourself. I'm sure it was a searingly insightful point.
I'm sure it was.
But even like...
That's what I was going to... Sorry, I was going to say, we'll get to the end of the season if we stay up and we'll look back on it and say, yeah, we were probably safe at that point. But it doesn't feel like it now when you're in it.
Yeah, it was like that first Bielsa season where everyone was panicking, and then we beat Fulham, and actually we were already 12 points ahead of them. That was like mid to late March. It does feel, though, like the teams who are going to be in the relegation battle are already set, and it's the bottom 5, and even at that, like, we are 8 points clear. So you've a degree of comfort, but a lifetime of reminders. But like Bournemouth maybe get dragged into it. The rest of them, it would take a really bad run of form for West Ham to catch, Spurs and Palace and Everton. I know they're all within touching distance of Leeds, but like West Ham they'd have to get like Spurs would have to get 12 points from the remaining 16 games to even be considered potentially catchable. Do you know what I mean? So it's just...
You just want to be in that middle order of teams where you're all within one game of each other, don't you? Rather than like I say, getting desperate and thinking we have to win.
Yeah.
Just to address somebody's comment was asking in the comments on the stream how Harry Gray got on today. Played 90 minutes for Rotherham, and he's come out with algorithm has given him a 5.9 out of 10.
Wow. Useless.
For that.
Get him sold.
Yeah. Created 2 chances, 7 out of 12 accurate passes, no shots, no goals, no assists. But it was a 3-2 defeat at Stockport. Was that one?
Well, we'll worry about Harry Gray next year.
Who are 4th?
He's playing in an awful Rotherham team though. Like it's gonna happen.
I'm just looking at last year's league table. We have now got 25 points, which is the same as Leicester finished on last season when finishing 18th.
Right.
So if we were in last year's league, we'd need, potentially no more points, given they went down on a minus 47 goal difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It still might end up like that. You never know, do you? I know West Ham have won today, and it feels like there's a bit of momentum there, but it could be that they just turn to shit again.
Imagine Leeds didn't win another game this season instead of.
That'd be great.
Really good fun, that.
Loads of fun watching that one.
It's weird. Even you phrasing it like that, I feel like I'd have to turn it down. Someone said, well, you will, I 100% guarantee you'll stay up, but you won't win another game. You'd be like, no, I'm not signing up for that.
I'll roll the dice.
That sounds awful.
Well, we are now, you're now like 11 points ahead of Burnley in the table with...
You had a good result.
With 16 games. Well, Liverpool missed a penalty as well, didn't they, the idiots?
Didn't they?
Yeah. 16 games to go. And like your brain says, they're surely not going to get enough points to close that gap and overhaul us as long as we don't do anything stupid. But you can never, ever be comfortable with this, can you?
No.
Didn't Liverpool take like a 96th-minute penalty for them to win at Burnley earlier in the season as well? They scored like a really late goal. I don't know.
Possibly. The opening of the season, they kept winning really late, didn't they?
Yeah. I see Dominic Szoboszlai missed the penalty. Twat.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're 10 points off.
Did you enjoy his back heel in the cup game?
Yeah, it was great.
We're 10 points off those brave United boys in 5th, and we are.
He's turned them around, hasn't he, Michael Carrick?
Yes, but we're 11 points off Burnley, and yet there's just no comfort in any of that, is that? None of it. No. Like they say, that middle order of the Premier League is really, really, it's very homogenous. There's a posh word for you. What else did you take out of today then?
Match is quite useful. That's 6 points he's won us.
Yeah.
To look at it in a very pure way, we've had two 1-0 home wins off the back of his goals.
Yeah.
Which I think is, given the expectations of him when he arrived, it's pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think he's a particularly brilliant footballer, but he has scored 5 goals and he's a free agent striker.
Yeah. He's just sometimes, he's just got the knack, hasn't he, this season? I think... it's a smart bit of recruitment. I mean, there's obviously the looming question of Strand Larsen here, who Torre Pedersen, massive Leeds fan, season ticket holder, was there today. I mean, you spotted him, didn't you, Chris?
I'm pretty sure I saw him. I was walking through Leeds earlier and I saw a guy and I'm pretty sure, I think he was speaking Norwegian. I don't speak the language, but I was like, he looks vaguely familiar because obviously I've been looking him up. I think it was him. So,
did he have a briefcase with signed documents hanging out of it or anything?
Yeah,
no?
It's interesting, isn't it, to see. This is going to be a real interesting litmus test of the ownership's thoughts on this because, we're right up against it in terms of PSR. We know that. There'll probably have to be some, shuffling of the deck chairs to make something like that happen if it is to happen. But we have for years, I think, wanted Leeds to speculate to accumulate, haven't we? Like build on it with, to quote JFK, repair the roof when the sun is shining. And it's looking all right as the weather at the minute. So let's get up there on the ladder. Don't Rod Hull it.
Yeah. It went really well the last time we signed a load of strikers.
Yeah.
What was that? When was that?
When we went bankrupt, basically.
Oh, I was far back as that. I wasn't sure if you were going like...
Oh, I don't mean like when Victor Orta signed Madger Gomez and the boys, but...
okay, fine.
Yeah.
We needed Robbie Keane and Robbie Fowler.
Tom Kearney coming on as well.
Yeah.
It got fair play to Leeds. Speaking of being Leedsy and the fears of it, there were things there today that were, of course, Harry Wilson's going to score. Kearney comes on.
Ghosts.
Of course he's going to... Actually, neither of them did anything. Yeah. Good. Well done, Leeds, for not allowing that.
Yeah.
But Wilson got a few boos, didn't he, early on? And then
it feels pantomimey, I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird that just before he did that really bad tackle, I was saying to my mate that he looks like a grass.
Right.
Just something about his face. can just imagine him telling on you.
What is he telling on you for? What have you done?
All sorts. Very minor infringements.
Right.
He's telling on his. I've seen my neighbour watching a 3:00 kickoff.
Is he?
The police are on the phone going, I don't give. Fuck off.
Is he in the local Facebook group?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because
you can post anonymously on there now, can't you? Is he doing that anonymously?
He's got doorbell footage of some kids just riding a bike outside his house.
Right.
And he wants them arrested.
Right. He's furious.
That sort of a thing.
Snide.
Basically, yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Leeds in the summer, Harry. Great free transfer.
Listen, I'm glad someone's taking care of the neighbourhood.
Yeah.
God knows someone needs to.
Absolutely. And it's the same with Facundo Buenanotte today. He got a nice rapturous round of applause when his name was read out at the start. Welcome to Leeds. All is forgiven, is it, you little turncoat bastard?
Well, can you be a turncoat for not having never signed? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It'll be a real. If he has a really good end to the season, then signs for Chelsea again in summer. That'll be because they're that stupid. They'll just be like, maybe this time.
Yeah.
Now he's had some experience
with fucking Rosenior linked in it all the way to the bank.
Not wearing. Did you see the thing this week about him not wearing gloves so the players can hear his applause?
Jesus Christ!
I just saw it and I thought,
a LinkedIn manager.
Don't mention that. Even if you're doing it for that reason, don't ever tell anyone that because it just doesn't reflect well on you.
Yeah, as Richard's saying, Wilson will tell the teacher that you stole a wambar from a tuck shop.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Grassing you up to the teacher.
Oh, they were shaking the vending machine, sir. Fuck off.
He
also played a part in that very sad night in the playoffs.
He did.
He scored one of the goals.
Yeah, and he
scored the third goal.
He enjoyed it too much, but then so did Jayden Bogle, and we've forgiven him.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, come home, Harry. We'll see you in the summer.
I mean, on a free, it'd be all right, I suppose, wouldn't it?
Yeah, squad building, we can do it. We're allowed to do that, apparently. I'm all for it.
I would like a defender.
Yeah. Especially with B all out.
Yeah.
Right.
Although Justin has shown that he can play centre back.
If we don't know anything about Beale's injury yet, do we? Because obviously
hamstring strain.
He was busy telling everyone that we had a full squad to choose from, wasn't he? Like 2 days ago, Svarka, and then all of a sudden we haven't. But we've not got time for him, though, have we yet? I guess it'll be a few weeks probably if it's a hamstring thing.
Yeah, you're talking a month there, maybe.
Yeah. They tend to not be mega quick.
Some hilarity in just to go to the Championship. Remember that place? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's still going. Sheffield United are in it. They had two men sent off in the 10 minutes before half-time. It's worth having a laugh at the momentum graph in that game because the momentum graph is all them up to half-time. 2 red cards.
2 straight reds as well, aren't they?
And then it's all Charlton for the second half, and Charlton won 1-0. So no glory goals for Pat Bamford today.
Nathan Jones against Chris Wilder.
I keep forgetting it's Nathan
That's
Jones.
what we've got out. That's why we can't go back there.
Yeah. There's too much hateful stuff. Did you watch see anything of the West Brom Middlesbrough game?
God, no.
On Friday.
Actually, yes. I was out for a couple of pints last night and it was on the TV and I was directly faced in front of the TV, so I was forced into watching it.
Its very presence was just frustrating and upsetting, wasn't it? I turned it on, it was 2-0 to Borough, wasn't it? Then West Brom got it back to 2-2 and then Borough scored a last-minute equaliser. I just look at it, I just think we can't go back there.
Yeah.
It's not right.
West Brom have hired some substitute teacher as a manager. I have no idea who he is.
Christ, West Brom might go down. I've just opened the table. They're on 31 points. Norwich on 27 in the final relegation space.
I found myself watching that game being like, oh God, I don't want to go back to the Championship. And then Luke Ayling would appear on the screen. He's like, that's nice.
0-0 so far, Forest and Arsenal at the City Ground, by the way. But they've not been playing for that long. Are they half an hour in there or something like that?
Looks Arsenal heavy as you'd expect, I suppose, from the momentum and everything. But we'll see. It's too early to guess, isn't it, on that one?
Yeah, it upsets me having to want Arsenal to win.
Yeah, I mean,
but it is my enemy's enemy and all that, isn't it?
Yeah, they're right on the verge of winning the league after today as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's not quite done, but mostly done.
It'd be still fun to see them choke, though, wouldn't it?
It would really, wouldn't it? But I mean, can we upset them in a couple of weeks? There's a chance, isn't there? It seems unlikely.
We've drifted away from the actual game itself today, which is possibly a reflection of how tight it was. I think.
Not much happened.
Yeah.
In reality, not much happened. Almost nothing happened in the first half.
Yeah.
Trying to see how many big chances. Leeds had 5 big chances. 4 of them were in the second half.
Yeah. So we were in the ascendancy then in that second half. So so on balance, we probably deserved it if anybody did. Although not heavily. 1-0 probably about right.
Yeah, I think 1-0's a fair enough result from that game.
Yeah.
Like I said, and just I think for the ambition of actually trying to win it in the second half as well, we deserve to edge it.
Yeah.
Because they were hanging on for it, weren't they? And would have been quite content for the ball to just not be in play for that last. Like Leno was taking ages over all the goal kicks and stuff, wasn't he? In the
they were
half.
properly time wasting at the start.
Yeah, it's such a glorious thing to win a football match in the time that the opposition team have created through their time wasting.
Yeah.
Like I said, my only sort of sadness was that when we scored, that Mecha just enjoyed himself and didn't go straight over to the Fulham bench and roar in Jimenez's face.
Big knee slide.
You're fucking moving now, aren't you? You're moving now.
Or just a big knee slide to Silva on the touch.
Oh, that could hurt because of the...
He'd already got a yellow, hadn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Silva. I think when he was moaning about their 2 bookings in quick succession, which both looked very much like bookings, I would have said. Whatever. He's going as well, isn't he, in summer?
Yeah.
I like that the Fulham fans showed up and then just didn't make any noise or show in any way that they were there.
They sang "Where's Your Famous Atmosphere" early on.
It wasn't a good atmosphere, I have to say.
No.
But
it was a flat atmosphere to reflect a fairly flat game, I think.
And it does take 2 to tango.
Yeah.
Like when you have a proper club like Newcastle or Liverpool or Arsenal or a team with fans that come and make noise. Villa.
Although Fulham traditionally have not sold out the away end, and
No, they haven't.
they took the full allocation this time, which I think is to their credit.
I was thinking that. I'm sure we've seen Fulham and they've not even filled the upper on some occasions.
Yeah.
It's probably because they're 10th in the Premier League.
Maybe so. At 3:00 on a Saturday as well, I guess it's probably it's a decent time in it for travelling up and whatever.
That first class carriage back to King's Cross will be quiet tonight.
Oh dear me.
Either that or the halls at Leeds Uni.
It's a cheap shot, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Alex is in the comments saying, I heard the Fulham fans a fair bit. What? Well, you were on the telly side, weren't you? Yeah, they're in the West Stand, or you watched it on telly, which means they probably had microphones there. I was in the East, didn't hear a peep.
I couldn't hear him from the cop, I have to say. But then I also didn't really hear the South Stand today. So
there was the nice trading of Jimmy Savile songs early doors as well.
There?
Yeah,
I couldn't even pick up on that.
It was 10 minutes in. There was the exchange of they sang it. He's one of your own.
I mean, Fulham had a statue of a paedophile outside their stadium, so I think maybe people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Right.
Yeah. Are they also the least Cockney London club as well?
Yeah.
They don't really feel London.
Well, they've got swimming pools, or a swimming pool at the top of the towers on their new stand. So, yeah.
They're a nice club, aren't they? Fulham. They're nice, polite people.
Alex was sat behind the
Fulham
dugout.
fans.
Yeah, that explains it then. You would have heard them. You were close to them. I was far away from them, therefore didn't. Distance.
Yeah. What's Fulham's sort of catchment area nowadays? Just like the illegitimate children of Russian oligarchs. Who lives in? I don't really know it that
Southwest
well,
London. Yeah,
I've been once and I felt very out of place.
It's weird because it's actually very close to Chelsea, isn't it?
Yep.
And it's a very different vibe amongst Chelsea's fan base.
Although it's massively gentrified now. I mean, like on my in-laws' side, we've got a couple of Chelsea fans who've been there, so the experience is kind of quite heavily diluted these days. But again, feels like a Chelsea problem, not a Leeds problem. Anything else to add then before we wrap this one up?
Just that I think we did quite well, considering we've had to make a few changes that we were probably not expecting to make, and it's a shame West Ham have won, isn't it? Because if they'd have lost as they should have done today, we'd be feeling so incredibly safe.
They have to win at some point.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like they will win games this season.
Yeah, it's just over the course
of the season. Hopefully, very few of them.
Yeah, no more from here, thanks. And Spurs are idiots.
And also, you've got to think of it from their side as well, because they'll obviously be delighted to have got the last minute winner and everything, but they'll have also seen us getting a last minute winner and be like sad about that, won't they? Thinking, fucking hell, if only they hadn't have done that.
Yeah. We've done it today, but they've won as well.
They've also done it, and when you've got the cushion, just get rid of the games. That's all we need to do. We just need to see through each week with no one getting any closer, and soon enough, end of the season, and we can all have a nice, relaxing summer.
We can't finish the show without mentioning Terry Yorath and the nice tribute to him at the start. The applause, and as Lee has pointed out, Gabby Logan, that's Terry Yorath's daughter, and family were in the stands today. Obviously, been invited along for that tribute. So it's nice. It's obviously it's always sad, and again, can only reiterate our thoughts go out to his family. But it's nice to be able to pay tribute to people under sad circumstances.
Yeah. He's one of those players I didn't really know much about as a kid. Do you know what I mean? But when we were doing the Power 75 stuff last year, it was really fun to watch all those games back, especially in the semi-final, because he just properly got stuck in. Like, I think he squared up to Johan Cruyff at one point, and Cruyff clearly... Well, I think Cruyff came towards him, and Joris kind of got up in his face and evidently went, don't think I fancy this one. You could see Cruyff being like, someone else in, please.
This man looks like he's going to hit me.
Yeah.
Right, we'll wrap up the match ball there. Members, thank you very much for joining us on the live stream. If you check out the audio version as well, if you've added it to your podcast player, the dedicated ad-free feed, you will find some extra time, some bonus chat there at the end of that show. As we debrief this, we're just awaiting Graham Smith coming round as well. So we're going to have a chat to him from the YEP, maybe get a little bit of lowdown on what what did he sniff out in the West Stand today with Torre Pedersen there? Because he was the one who tweeted about it during the game, wasn't he? So we shall see. If you want to become a member, by the way, thesquareball.net/plus. Coming up, we'll have that West Stand coming out with Graham on Monday, member show on Sunday, and plenty more stuff through the week as we hurtle towards... we've got a weekend off, haven't we, next weekend? We'll have to do normal things.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday night game. But in the meantime, we will wrap up the show there and say thank you very much. We'll catch you in a bit.
The Match Ball.